Welcome, everyone. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Game Changers Radio. This is Shopmaster. I'm joined here with Z Hiatus and Mad Scientist, and we got a lot of stuff to talk about today, but I first want to give you the number, because when we talk about the Madden 12 demo, we want you to call in for your impressions. You can reach us at 760-454-1156. Call in now. We'll put you on hold. But right now, we have a special guest online with us. We have Butcher Black from Konsole King, who's going to talk to us about this little project that he's doing. So I want to welcome everybody to Butcher Black. How you doing, Butcher?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me.
Oh, man, thanks for coming on. Why don't you start off by just giving us a little bit of background information about yourself, what site you're affiliated with, and some of the things that you're doing.
Okay, all right. I am Butcher Black, the sports community manager for Konsole Kings. And Konsole Kings, we're pretty much a urban brand lifestyle company specializing in digital entertainment and events. And how I got into the game basically was through gaming. Signed up for a high-rise slam dunk contest with NBA 2K8, I believe, and just took off from there. And got into the game doing videos, and slowly but surely my videos have progressed up to the status that they are now. And this little HBCU project came about, I guess, shortly after EA introduced Team Builder. And also when the HBCU teams stopped existing in the NCAA game, I felt it was a need to bring them back, and this was the vehicle to use for that.
Cool. What year was that? What was the last year that EA had the black colleges in the game?
Oh gosh, I want to say.
Yeah, I was trying to remember earlier, and I could not remember.
I'm thinking it was back on the PlayStation 2.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. That might have been
when
it.
they moved over to next gen,
on the front.
Yeah. So when they moved over to next gen, they didn't bring them over.
No.
So,
right.
So tell us a little bit about what you did. I mean, so you're using Team Builder to build like HBCU teams. You got all the logos and rosters. I mean, tell us like the process.
Yeah, the process was it was just supposed to be two conferences, CIAA and the MEAC. Once I completed those, it just kind of like snowballed. It's like it felt like I was in a history class. As I was creating them, I learned so much about them through Wikipedia, and then actually going to the actual school sites, the conferences, and reading up on these schools and everything. So I felt it was an honor and a privilege to create these teams. Now, while I was doing this, there was another game in development about to be launched, which was the Doug Williams Black College Football Experience. And our company CEO was is friends with the founder of that company, and I approached him. I was like, look, I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes or burn any bridges, but EA has this tool, and I want to utilize it to the fullest, and I want to do it right. It's not like I'm just gonna. I got in mind what the team looks like, and I'm gonna just throw the logo on the helmet and be done with it. There was more to it than that. It was, extensively. Hours, days, months, research on the internet, looking for pictures, getting in contact with old teammates who are current coaches and on staff at most of these institutions and everything, and just talking with them, just asking for a piece, not a whole pie, but a piece of information that I can go off. And then when ESPN started televising the games on Thursday nights, I'm sitting right there with a notepad, looking at everything. This is how this is how that is, and try to get the uniforms as close to them as I possibly can, and I feel that I have done that. I've also run across one other person on Xbox Live, and I don't have his gamer tag, but he and I, we basically pretty much have the HBCUs on lock as far as close to authentic as possible with the logos and the uniform details.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Now I heard that it's not only uniforms, but what about like fields and rosters? What about rosters?
Rosters I haven't touched yet, due to, I guess, the lawsuit that was in place, because I didn't want any action coming my way. But seeing that things are starting to smooth out, I may go ahead and update and put the current rosters on there as soon as they become available. The funny thing about these schools is not all their information is updated at once, and some of these schools hold their information close to their vest, so it's kind of hard getting that. So without going through my contacts and trying to overuse my friendships, I'm trying to wait for them to release the rosters in the normal way and go about it that way. But it's just me. I got 50 teams, and you're talking about, a 70-man roster per team?
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to take a while to get done, but it will get done. And also for all the PS3 heads out there, as soon as I get my PlayStation 3, you will also have these teams.
Nice.
Great. Hey, Butcher, tell us a little bit about Team Builder for a lot of people out there who haven't used it. Give them an idea of how many people, like how many teams are up there, what type of options you have, all those type of things, and then how you bring that team into, onto your console and then play with it.
Right. Well, Team Builder is an excellent tool that EA has come up with, and I mean from the standpoint of a template. It's not where you just construct it from the ground up. You take what is given to you and you use it to your best ability to replicate the teams close to as authentic as possible. From the school name, from the abbreviated school name, to the location, to the coach's name, the prestige of the school. Then you go in and report your main logo and your secondary logo. Now, the main logo is, of course, what you see on the helmet and at center field, and the secondary logo could be like what you see at the 20-yard line or the 25-yard line or wherever that sideline marker is. And then it can also be used on your uniform for the chest logo, sleeves, or wherever else it can be. You can also use those logos to take colors from to get the correct colors or close to the correct colors for your school and go from there. Then you determine what type of field it is, whether it's the next turf, which is the newest thing out now. You guys see it in the game with the black rubber kicking up. Field grass, or you have the two-tone grass. You can pretty much determine the end zone colors, the font that's in the end zone, outline all of that stuff. Then you go to the stadium, and they do have now in there a pro-style type replica stadium for, let's say, for instance, if you want to do like a school that plays in a classic, like I created the classics, like the Cleveland Classic and the Nation's First Classic, which will be here in D.C. September 10th, playing at RFK. So you can use one of those and import a logo like for that particular classic as your main logo. A secondary logo could be the actual school logo, so it will show up properly on the field and stuff like that. They don't really have the smaller stadiums like I would like, because most of the smaller stadiums are like high school stadiums. But for the HBCUs, I had to use some of the high school stadiums, and some of the bigger schools got some of the smaller seating stadiums for it to be as close to it as possible. Then from there, you go into the uniforms, and you can go crazy with it, so to speak. You have your main uniform, your home, your away, your alternate home, and your alternate away jerseys. Typical white socks, black socks, white shoes, black shoes, and then after that, you can go and choose a roster based upon actual teams or a style of play, whether it can be aired out or spread, pro style, whatever the case may be, and then they'll fill it accordingly, and you can either leave it as the numbers or you can have generic names. Or if you have the roster, you can go ahead and fill it accordingly. And after that, you save it, First thing first is that when you go to the EA Team Builder site, you want to create your account and make sure that when you create your persona, that your persona is the same as your PS3 gamer tag or your Xbox gamer tag. So the account will be linked. So when you go on Xbox Live or the PlayStation Network and you go to Team Builder and you do a author search on the gamer tag, it downloads correctly to your system.
Okay. Now, I noticed that, what got my attention from off bat was when I went to your YouTube channel and I saw that trailer that you put up. With the HBCUs, hyping them and letting everybody know about the bowl classics. Is there any way that you could let school the folks that don't know about just HBCUs, and just about the whole pageantry behind the historic pageantry behind it, and just about your whole YouTube channel and and what you got going.
Yeah, for those that don't know, HBCU stands for Historically Black Colleges and Universities. And back in the day, African Americans in the United States were not allowed to go to, white colleges. And so educated blacks began to start schools to educate African Americans in the United States.
Right.
Well, times have changed, and historic black colleges are just that in name only. Perfect example, West Virginia State. You would think that the enrollment would be high for African Americans, where it is high for Caucasians and Latinos. African Americans make up the smallest percentage at that particular school.
Right.
You can look at any roster at any school as far as the CIAA, the MEAC, the SWAC, the SIAC, or any independent schools, and you will see, Norfolk State not too long ago had a white starting quarterback. Norfolk State has a white head coach. Chowan University, which is the only white school in the CIAA, which is the most historic collegiate conference in the United States, they have a white coach, and they are a part of the CIAA now, and they are embraced in the CIAA. So it's not about being racist, because I see all of this stuff posted in the forums, it's so racist. It was historic black colleges. What if it was all white colleges? Well, if you really think about it, the Ivy schools were that, but they're not that anymore. It's all in
Right.
name only. Education is open to everyone. So with that being said, I created these schools just for the alumni to have fun, because, the schools are not there, and the current members of the schools to, actually play with their school, because everyone else gets to play with their school, but not the historic black colleges or the Ivy League schools, not to leave them out either. They're not in the game anymore as well. So it's fun to have football players from Alabama State hit me up on Xbox Live. It's like, man, I love this. I just played the Turkey Day Classic. Keep doing what you're doing. Alumni from Morgan State, from Hampton and so forth, hollering me out on YouTube and on Twitter and everything. It's a great thing. And after creating these teams and everything, I kind of reached out to HBCU Digest in regards to, like, hey, I see what you're doing as far as sports. You got a poll up and everything. What about giving a picture or a face to the poll and make it a little bit more fun for them? So I started doing matchup videos for them on a weekly basis, and I'm looking forward to doing that again this year for HBCU Digest, using these teams and the new game, because it's breathtaking just to take the pictures and also to create the videos, because of what EA has done with the new game, with HDR lighting, and everything just seems to be a lot more crisp this year.
Mm-hmm.
The channel, it's kind of has the HBCU theme, but I do more than that. But right now, it's kind of like football season, so I'm sorry, it's going to be football. And once Madden drops, Madden will be in there too.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I just have a passion for HBCU teams. I was recruited by them. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to go to North Carolina Central University, but I just have a real passion for these teams, and I just want to represent them right.
Yeah, and brother, you are doing that. You are doing that, and the whole community applauds you, man. I had a technical question. Now, once you design these teams, well, give us a sense of how many teams are currently hosted by the site, just in general, team builder teams. There are hundreds of thousands, is that correct?
Yes, hundreds of thousands. Gosh, there's so many out there.
I mean, they're college teams, they're high school teams. If you play high school football, you can go look and find your team up there already. So you don't have to create it. You just have to make sure you pull down one that, that's done, done nicely.
Right, and you can preview all of them on the site and also on the game. You can preview the team before you actually download it. You download a team and it's like, man, this tongue, it doesn't look like the right team. Well, next time, just preview it before you download it. You can check all the uniforms out, the helmets and everything, before you download it. And it's like, okay, I want to run with them. I can put them in my offline dynasty and just have fun with it.
Oh, cool. Now, what type of limits do we have on the amount of teams that we can bring in? I know you can bring in teams, you can play with them during play now. I'm not sure about practice. And you can bring them into your dynasties, even your online dynasties. So give us a sense of, you have 50-some teams. How many can we get into, say, a dynasty?
You can bring in no more than 12.
Okay.
No more than 12 into a dynasty, online or offline. You have a max of 12 slots when you get the game automatically. You purchase the slot upgrade, it bumps you up to 120. And that's more than enough. With all the teams that are in the game and you have 120 extra slots, you could be playing football until the cows come home.
Okay.
Right. Hey, Butch Black, before we let you go, I got a couple of questions. How does one go and get your rosters? To get those teams. What's your gamer tag? Can you give everybody the gamer tag that you're using so people can search for it? Or is it called
my gamer tag? My gamer tag is Butcher, then there's a space, and then Black. That's BUTCHER Black, BLACK. You can do an author search on the website, the Team Builder website, and you can also search me up on Team Builder and through the game to find the teams.
All right, and is that just for PS3?
That's just for the 360 right now. It's just for the 360 right now. Hopefully by the end of the year, I'll have my PS3 and I'll get started as soon as I get it. Get started on creating the teams for the PSN network. Because right now, I was told that the teams could go either way, but that is not the case. Once you create it under a certain persona, it's locked on that particular console, and it can't be switched over to another console without recreating totally.
Cool. Well, we want to thank you for coming on, sharing your project. I want to get everybody on the 360 to go download those teams. I think I might start a little dynasty with those teams. So.
Yeah. Let me give you a quick tip of what I do. And what I've thought about doing in Team Builder is I'm a big fan of black jerseys. So what you can do with Team Builder is, in addition to creating a team, if you have a team that you're going to play with in your dynasty and you want to modify the uniform somehow, so add an additional uniform or something like that. With Ohio State, what I wanted to do was give them a black uniform. I know some people don't like to stick to real life, but what you can do is take the current Ohio State roster, bring it in the Team Builder, add that black alternate uniform, and then import that back into the dynasty. So you still have the same identical team, but now you have an extra roster. So that's another way that you can use, Team Builder as well. So, And then you also can use the Team Builder teams to bring them into Road to Glory and bring in your, high school teams and play in the high school championship.
Right, that is true. I have done that. In addition to my HBCU teams, I recreated the Central District of Virginia to include my high school and pretty much just about everybody that's in the Central region of Virginia to play, and got a lot of love from that too, from my old high school, Hermitage High School, out of Richmond, Virginia.
Cool.
All right, man. Well, yeah, thanks for coming on. Check them out on Twitter, Butcher Black, and Konsole King. So,
that's right,
man.
Butcher Black, KKZ on Twitter.
Okay. All right.
It's the same on YouTube too, right?
Thanks, big dog.
All right, y'all. Thanks for having me.
All right, man.
All right, thank you.